Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ketemu lagi di Obrolan Bola bersama saya Ripan Pradipta.
Saya Mose Kali Samer.
Apta Pradana.
Untuk episode ini adalah episode khusus.
Apa tuh?
Khususnya kenapa tuh?
Karena kita akan berhubungan langsung dengan teman gua langsung dari Germany.
Si akrab.
Oh, makanya nih ya, udah kelihatan. Berlin.
Nah, itu.
Klub apa?
Union Berlin. Jermannya.
Semua sudah berbau-bau.
Ya, jadi kemarin kan gua habis nonton Piala Eropa di Jerman final, ya banyak kenalan lah.
Dia tuh duta persahabatan, cuy. Pergaulannya ngeri
Udah jadi akamsi Berlin.
Kenalan, terus ada teman bahwa dari nama klubnya ini nih, Union Berlin.
Union Berlin.
Nah, jadi ada kenalan dari Union Berlin katanya. Nanti kenalan lah gue kenalin sama orang-orang Indonesia nih, ada klub di Berlin, Union Berlin. Oh boleh kata gue.
Ya kabarnya Coach Ripan di sana kan nggak dapet hotel ya karena duitnya habis, nginep di rumahnya juga.
Enak aja. Ada dong.
Ini dia udah belajar kan coach katanya.
Iya.
Dia udah belajar di Union Berlin, dia ngelatih.
Nah makanya nanti pas temennya lu nanti muncul, lu aja yang ngomong, gua diem ya.
Jangan.
Kan ngobrolnya pakai
Ngobrolnya bahasa Jerman. Kan
Iya.
akrab.
Tolong dibantu Mas. Tolong dibantu lah.
Tenang,
ini.
kita
Tolong dibantu.
ada anak Jaksel.
Coba dibuktiin lah. Lu kan Jakarta Selatan. Biasanya anak-anak
ngomong kalau Jakarta Selatan ngomongnya nyampur-nyampur dong. Kita bingung.
tolong dibantu lah ini ya. Kita tes pengetahuan bahasa Inggrisnya tulang. Kalau gue sih udah menyerah duluan nih Sobat Sporty.
Ya.
Karena kalau sama Mamat kalian tahu semua lah kita duet hancur-hancuran.
Kalau gua ini ngetes Mas Tulang aja, gua diem aja ya nanti.
Kita tinggal baca doang. Ntar kita tinggal baca.
Kata
Ada subtitlenya.
Kan nanggepin coy.
Oh, iya.
Itu dia yang agak
kita
susah.
tes aja.
Oke,
Kita
coba
harus
kita hubungi.
Coba dulu untuk berani.
Oke, langsung kita berhubungan dengan Bapak Christian siapa?
Masa Bapak?
Lu kondangan.
Mister dong.
Lah, nggak apa-apa ya kan kalau di Indonesia Bapak.
Christian Arbeit.
Ah, itu dia.
Christian
Kita
Arbeit.
langsung terhubung dengan Christian Arbeit dari Jerman. Halo.
Union Berlin.
Hello. How you doing there?
Yeah, we fine.
How are you doing, Wif?
So for us,
So,
it's morning in Berlin. So
okay.
it's 9 in the morning. So I'm a bit tired, but I'm there for you.
In Indonesia now afternoon.
Afternoon, around 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, Mr. Christian Arbeit.
Yes.
I'm correct pronounce your name?
Arbeit.
Arbeit.
Okay.
That's the German word for work.
Work.
So like if you do a job, then you got. Well, that's my last name. I don't know why, but you know.
Okay.
So you must work, always
like-
working.
If you ever learn German language, you will learn this word, and then you remember this call and think, yeah, that was that guy from
okay.
Union Berlin. So here I am for you.
Okay.
Anyway, I watching European Cup in Berlin last month.
Yeah, that was great. The Olympia Stadium
Yeah.
for 3 different matches. So I've seen Croatia against Spain, and I've seen Austria against the Netherlands and against. Oh, I forgot that. Anyway, and I've seen the opening game in Munich. That was fantastic too. So it was a really nice atmosphere in Germany. A big tournament is always something very nice, you know.
Ripan also going to the German last month,
Yes.
watching the final.
I watching the final in Berlin.
The final. All right.
Yes.
Lucky you, man.
Good stadium.
So Mr. Christian Arbeit is from Union Berlin.
Ah, ini dia klubnya Union Berlin ya.
Nih.
Ah, ini dia.
Union Berlin.
Fantastic shirt. Thank you very much for wearing that today.
This is from this season. This season or
From last season.
Last season.
Oh, last season.
Okay. So you are a director sport and communication?
Just communication, not sport. But
Oh, okay.
yes. So we got different people for the different topics, and you're talking to me because I'm the communications director. So
Of course. So maybe in Indonesia people know like Bayern Munchen, Dortmund.
Yes.
But maybe Union Berlin not so much people known really
Not yet.
well. Not yet. This is why we do it. So can you introduce
exactly.
Union Berlin first? Because maybe I know Union Berlin,
Yes.
but
Yes.
maybe you don't know, yeah.
I know very well, actually.
Can you tell us about Union Berlin, maybe?
Yeah, I can do that. First of all, I just want to know, why do the people in your country know Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund? Because they've been to your country, or because they played the Champions League a lot of times? Just why? Why do they know these clubs?
Because we watch Champions League, then Dortmund and Munchen come here in Indonesia.
Okay, good to know. So if we want to get known in your country, then we have to come, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
waiting for Union Berlin to come.
I keep that in mind. So talking about Union Berlin, we're talking about a club that was founded in 1906, which is last century, of course, but with a different name, and it changed its name quite often. And this name, Erster FC Union Berlin, this is our actual name, came up in January 1966. So that was kind of a restructuring of football in the GDR, so in former East Germany, and Union was a club for just the people. It was not a club of you had different other clubs in Berlin, like one was from the police, one was from the army, and Union was the club for just for the working people. Yeah. And actually the one club from the army was moved to another city, to Frankfurt. The one from the secret police actually stayed here and became a long term champion, like 10 times in a row. It was like the Bayern Munich of East Germany was that club. And we, as Union Berlin, had been like I said, the club for the just normal people, and had not been like featured a lot by the authorities. So we had to struggle quite often, and sometimes we had to go down to the second league. Then we tried to get back to the first league, and unfortunately, when the German reunification appeared in we've been in the East German second league, so we didn't make it to the professional German football leagues until 2001. So it took us quite a long time. And that lasted just 3 years. After 3 years, we went down, first from the second league to the third, and then straight away from the third to the fourth, which was the deepest fall in our club's history. And after that, so starting with the season 2006, that there started a rise, a long rise from the bottom of from the fourth league. We got back to the third, back to the second, stayed like some 10 years in the second league. And then, there was the 27th of May, 2019. That was the day we got promoted to the Bundesliga.
You remember the day?
And this is one of the, everyone who is with Union Berlin and who loves us or likes us will never ever forget that fantastic day. It was actually a 0-0 draw against Stuttgart, and we had a 2-2 draw in the away game before, and it was the time of you might remember that away goal rule. If you draw. Yeah. And then the goals you have made in an away game more. So with a 0-0 at home, we got promoted, and that was absolutely fantastic. And then another fantastic story started. So we stayed in the league despite everyone said, okay, looks good. Another small club from a big city coming up. Maybe they will be here 1 year and have fun, and we will all like them. But then they will go back to the second league where they belong to. But here we are still in the first league, and we, after staying in the league in the first year, we had three times qualification for European Cup competitions. Like first was the European Conference League, then the Europa League, and last season the Champions League. So that was a fantastic fantastic experience, and so maybe this is the reason why we are here now, because you might have heard about that.
Yeah, last season you play in Champions League, right?
Exactly, and
against Real Madrid.
that was like a fairy tale, you know. Just imagine your club qualifies for the biggest competition on your continent, and the very first game you have will be against the biggest club of your continent. So our very first ever Champions League game was at the Real Madrid. So that was amazing, you know, a fantastic experience, a nice journey to Spain, and you know, the big stadium there, which is newly built now, and I mean, we almost made it there to grab a point, you know, but in the 4th minute or 6th minute of extra time, Jude Bellingham made his goal after a corner. So that was a bit of bad luck, but still it was really great.
Okay, Christian, we want to know about relationship or rivalry about Union Berlin and 5 other clubs in Berlin. We know that there is Hertha Berlin there. So we want to know about Union Berlin relationship with others club in Berlin.
Okay. I guess you yourself don't really know 5 other clubs in Berlin, but you might know 2. So
just
Hertha
two.
Berlin, like
You know.
you meant I even have to think about who can be the number 4 and number 5. So let's start with the biggest one. That's Hertha Berlin. So they are the second biggest. If you have a look at the membership, you know, the second biggest club in Berlin. We are the biggest. See, and that was kind of an interesting story, because in the times of the German separation, with 2 different countries, even the city Berlin was divided by the wall. You might remember that. So you had West Berlin with Hertha Berlin, and you had East Berlin with 2 other clubs, and one was Union. I mentioned the second one later, and it was kind of an interesting friendship. Like if you're writing letters to someone you cannot reach, and he writes you letters back, and you have kind of a friendship, even if you cannot meet in person at all. And that lasted until until 1989, 1990. There was after the wall had fallen down, there was a huge friendly game in the Olympia Stadium in 1990, with like 55,000 people appeared and kind of celebrating the friendship between these 2 clubs. And straight away it started kind of, you know, to cool down, because like now you could just meet each other easily, and then you noticed, okay, our own club might be the better one for ourselves than the other one. So it kind of became a normal inner city rivalry, especially when both clubs had to play the same competition. You know, Hertha was relegated to the second league twice, and so we met them in competition, and then there's nothing left from a kind of a friendship. You just wanted to win the game, of course. And actually, that in the first season, that was fantastic. We had a draw at home. Even they've been the huge big club that days, you know. And I mean, they just always spent 1 year in the second league and went up straight away. And the away game in the Olympia Stadium in February. The sold out crowd, like 75,000 people. We managed to win that game. That was, for us, was fantastic. Even if they got promoted and at the end of the season, and we had to stay in the second league for a while. So nowadays it's kind of a rivalry, and you have to decide, like in every side, are you for the red ones or for the blue ones? Who do you support? It's like if you go to London, no one would say, okay, I'm a fan of Chelsea and Arsenal same way. You always had to make a choice. So
Choose one.
This is what you have to do here now. So this is the first one, number 1. Number 2, I already mentioned that there was the club of the secret police in East Germany. The club I just once was Dynamo Berlin, or like we say Dynamo. That's the German pronunciation. And like in every country, I think, you know, when you have the one club that always wins the championship, always, year after year after year, you know, after a while, everyone just hates them and wants another team to win, of course, you know, and it doesn't matter if it's a club of the police, of the army, or the secret police, or anything. That's just addition. After winning 11 German championships in a row, everyone wanted Bayern Munich not to become champion a 12th time, you know. So that was the same way with them. Still, this club was featured a bit by the authorities, so we had to somehow give them our young talents and got their elder players at the end of their career instead, you know. And so a bit more than just a rivalry. It was, I would call that was like a very, very strong rivalry, stronger than that nowadays with Hertha, you know. So it was kind of a hard fight, and the fan scenes had hard fights against each other as well. So that was them. They are now in the since the German reunification, they never got back into professional football. They're just in the fourth division.
Okay.
You know, they never managed to get out of it. So that's number two. And now let's think about there had been former first Bundesliga teams in West Berlin. One is Tennis Borussia. Even if they're called tennis, they play football actually. and they're located pretty close to Hertha. Like the you know, they stadium. And so they don't play at the Olympia Stadium, and their stadium is called Mommsen Stadium. So it's like 15 minutes from the Olympia Stadium away, but they had to struggle a lot, and I guess they are now in the fifth division.
Okay.
So very hard for them, because you know it's like for every team that goes down so. It's very hard to come back because you can't attract a big crowd anymore. You don't get good sponsors and all that, so that's very difficult. So that's number three. Then we talk about a little club. Still, oh, I have to mention that. Still, that we had a time of rivalry with them, because there was in the 90s, like it was like mid 90s, late 90s. We both had struggled for getting promoted to the second Bundesliga, and there was one time when we made it on the pitch. So we had been qualified after a long season, but we didn't get the license for the economical basis by the football. So we had to stay in the third division, and instead they got our place for the second Bundesliga. So that was kind of, you know, like for us as fans, as football fans, it was like a huge injustice that someone instead from our city gets our place in the second league. But that's long time ago, and they never managed to get back into competition with us. So that's like almost forgotten. Well, let's talk about another club from the western part of the city. That's called Blau-Weiß 90. The translation is Blue White 90.
Blue White.
So they are from 1890. That's the date they were founded. And they in the 80s, they made it to the Bundesliga for one season, and they've been to the Bundesliga instead of Hertha to the second or even to the third league in that season. So some people still remember them being a first division club in the German league for one single year. They had the famous striker Karl-Heinz Riedle. He was a national striker later on. And
Liverpool.
He was from there. So from that club, and so you know, he had shown up in the first division, and then he, you know, got transferred to I think Bremen or somewhere. So that's number 3. We don't we have, I guess we never had crossed their paths. So because they are like, I think in the sixth division. So who can we talk about? That was number 4. I need a 5th one, right? So
there's a lot of team in Berlin.
Let's talk about a very small East Berlin club that is called Lichtenberg 47, Lichtenberg 47. 47 is their year of foundation, and Lichtenberg is just a district of East Berlin, pretty close to Köpenick, where we are from. And they had been, you know, kind of a corporate club in East Berlin. Like there was a big company who owned that. So it's difficult to explain because the companies were owned by the state. You know, there were no private companies or factories in socialist countries. So they're kind of all the big. You know, the big companies belonged to the state or to the people, and so they had their own sports clubs and all that. So they've been for some time a second division club in the GDR in East Germany. Nowadays they kind of they made it to the 4th division a few times, which is called Regionalliga. So you play like the you know, cities like Cottbus or Chemnitz, Jena, and all that stuff. Now they're in the 5th, back in the 5th, so they just play Berlin teams. We like them a lot, and young talents of us who did not make it to a professional football player, which actually is the most normal thing. They go just go there. They can still live in Berlin, play a bit football again, and sometimes they manage to get promoted to the 4th division. But that's always the end of their way. They got a tiny little good old football stadium with the terraces and all that, and so I would say they're kind of friends of us. So that was that 4 or 5? I don't know. I've forgotten that.
Already 5, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So for all the club in Berlin, you can say Union Berlin is the best in the Berlin.
Absolutely. we are the only first division club at the moment. Yeah. Of course, Hertha Berlin has the ambition to come back to the first division again. Yeah. They didn't make it last year. Now they try again, of course, and it's like it would be one of the most the capital of a big country like Germany has at least 2 clubs in the first division. So we will see when we will meet again. Hopefully it will be because both of us are in the first division and not in the second.
We will be waiting Hertha to Bundesliga.
Yeah, so, because the derby always different, eh?
Different.
Absolutely, it's always, you know, you got the city like, you know, on fire. Yeah? Like I said, everyone has to make a decision.
Yeah.
For the red ones or the blue ones, and that's always kind of a drizzling atmosphere ahead of those games, you know.
Yes.
Christian, are there any Indonesian players who have already entered the German radar? Because right now in Indonesia, we only talk about abroad player for Indonesian national team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Indonesia right now,
yes,
you know, there's some player playing in
Belgium,
or second division in England, and of course in Korea, Japan,
Italy.
Of course, we have players in Italy, if you know. So maybe.
Okay. I guess they're getting closer to us.
Yeah. Maybe if you
and,
want, if you can look Indonesian national team, maybe someone can play in Union Berlin.
Okay. I would try to take a look. Actually, we didn't have an Indonesian player so far. I guess not even in first or second league. I can't actually. I can't remember if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Is football the biggest sports in Indonesia, or is it something else like cricket or anything?
No. In Indonesia, football is number
one.
The atmosphere is really crazy in here.
Okay, so all the little boys will start playing football, and that makes it always like easier to reach the path, you know. It's awesome
in here, everyone is
in
crazy
countries
about football.
Like yours, they want to go abroad and play the big clubs they know from TV already. And so let's see. I will take a look at your national team, and we'll check out if there's someone.
Yeah. In Netherlands, we have a lot of players because of the roots. Because Indonesia and Netherlands have some history.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of our players play in Netherlands also. Maybe you can check in Netherlands league.
All right. That's not so far. Very good.
Christian, would Union Berlin be interested in having practice match with Indonesian clubs? How to make it possible?
It's not that easy because I guess if so, we had to come to Indonesia because your clubs won't come to Germany, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Let that out. It's like, of course, we've seen and noticed that the big clubs like Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund had been on international journeys, mostly in the summer break. I think you know that they start their preparation for the season with the journey to to countries very far away, like Indonesia. So we did not do that yet, but still, it's like if we know that people in Indonesia are pretty much interested, so let's think about that. It's like of course you need to prepare that properly. So we don't just want to come, like an alien and just land there for some like 7 or 8 days and just disappear and nothing happened. If we would come to your country, we would like try to get known in your country, and we want to know something about your country. How's football? How do the people live? How is everything organized there? So that should be a well prepared journey. So let's stay in contact. Maybe that happens one day.
Okay. Maybe we, Indonesian people, of course, wait because a lot of European club come in Indonesia before. So
Toni Kroos play here when he was young.
Yeah,
of course.
With Bayern Munchen.
Okay. So Kevin Volland and Rian Gosen, I think, have to play in Indonesia.
Okay.
So last year,
how many people are in the Indonesian stadiums? If you have your first league games, how many people go there?
So
Klubnya.
In Indonesian league we have like first division is 18 club.
Okay.
Second division is around 24.
20-an kayaknya.
24 I think. Because in Indonesia every year we have another regulation. So
different.
So
okay. So you're still sorting out which will be the best. Okay, good.
But in Indonesia we have a lot of club because we are a big country, right? So like in Java we have like 100 clubs. In Sumatra we have 100 clubs. So there's a lot of club, but the professional one is 18 in the first league, and the second division is like 24.
Okay, good.
So you don't worry. In Indonesia, football is number one, I think.
Okay, good.
So let's talk about Union Berlin again. Last year you are playing in Champions League, right? But in the division, I think it's not really good, right? Not like the last season before. But what do you think about this season? Because you will start in this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
The league. Yeah. What is your target in this season?
Yeah, you might have heard or have seen that we on one side we played Champions League, on the other side we had a huge struggle in the first division to stay in there, and we saved the league on the very last match day of the season with a home game against Freiburg, and we won that game with a penalty and extra time, and that was kind of, if we talk about this season that starts this Saturday, then the first thing we want is like not making it that close to the very end again, because that will, it makes you it just ruins your nerves and your head, and it's like it's such a hard struggle. So we want to stay, of course, we want to stay in the first league. This is always the first ambition. We are still, compared to many other clubs in the league, we are kind of a young Bundesliga club, because it's just our 6th year, and almost like if you're talking about Borussia Mönchengladbach, Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Werder Bremen, they got like decades of first league years, and so we still, as a club, as an organization, have to arrange us with everything in the first league. So we have a new head coach, we have a new sporting director, so everything around the team is a bit new. They get to know each other, they learn what does the coach want from players, what players do the coach want, and all that stuff. So this is always not very easy. So if I could make a wish, then let's have a very boring season in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
But of course, to say not to forget that traveling through Europe in those European competitions, the last 3 seasons was very nice, because you meet so many people, so many different different work in there, so many different ways of of football fascination. That was very, very nice, and we made some friends in Helsinki, in Finland, in Braga, in Portugal, and all that. So in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, in Czech Republic. So we want to reach that again, sometime, but I'm not sure if it is possible this season. We if you go out with your team, for the match, you always want to win the game. That's the easiest goal, And in the end, you will see how many games you had won, and what does it bring you in the table. So let's win more games than last season.
Yeah, we hope Union Berlin is doing well this season.
Yeah. Good luck to Union Berlin this season. Christian, I want to ask if we will buy the Union Berlin shirt, who player you recommended we make the name set?
Yeah, make it Christopher Trimmel. That's the captain of the team, and he is with us since 2014. So like 10 years ago, he came from Rapid Vienna to us, and he's now 37 years old, still the captain of the team. Everyone loves him in Berlin. He's a fantastic. So make it number 28 and Trimmel on the back.
Oke. Gua pasang langsung, Jik.
Oke.
Tinggal ditempel.
Iya, kapten lu mau beli ban kapten sekalian.
Ban kapten sekalian ya.
Il Capitano.
Okay. Maybe last for Christian.
Yes.
What do you message maybe for Indonesian fans for Union Berlin?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any message for them?
Yeah, of course. I just can say to everyone in Indonesia that we just hope you might Berlin, and if you do so, just pop around and take a look at our beautiful stadium. It's a very traditional stadium, like with you got just one main stand with seats, and the rest are standing terraces. This is a very intense way of celebrating football. Very traditional way in Europe. So just come around and take a look at this, and let's check the possibilities. Maybe one day we come to Indonesia for summer preparation or anything, and then we can say hello to you guys there, and hope that you show up when we play there.
We are waiting for that. Or you can send us to Germany, the three of us.
Okay.
because good beer there. Okay, Christian, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Waiting for Union Berlin come to Indonesia.
Thanks to everybody.
We hope the best for Union Berlin.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Itu dia, Abang Christian.
Gue
mah pergaulan luas, coy.
Gila, udah akam si Jerman
Tapi,
banget ya.
Gue
Akam si
kira tadi
Berlin
dia
ya.
bisa pakai bahasa Jerman.
Tapi kalau bahasa Inggris emang dia jagoan ya. Lu kalau podcast mendingan dia deh,
Ya,
mendingan.
abang-abang Jaksel, coy.
Iya, gila.
Tadi gue juga gak ngerti sih ngomong apa sebenarnya.
Keren. Pokoknya tapi nameset itu udah wajib tuh.
Wajib.
Apa tadi namanya?
37 tahun.
Siapa namanya?
Kaptennya.
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 Iya.
Siapa namanya?
Bener. Pokoknya ini udah harus dinamesetin kapten.
Betul. Tapi ngomongin ini kan jersinya bagus nih. Masa cuma gue pakai sendiri sih?
Gimana?
Jadi mau gimana?
Jadi ini kan ada tanda tangan pemain juga ya.
Iya benar.
Nih,
Jadi
betul
ini
nih.
bukan
Oke.
jersey biasa
Oke.
nih. Udah ditandatangan. Oh ini si Kevin Volland.
Lu kasih
nih.
buat Sobat Sporty satu ada nggak? Coba tuh.
Ada dong. Boleh dong.
Kita
Mana yang
ambilin
buat-
dulu, ambilin dulu.
Untuk Sobat Sporty ada satu jersey dari Union Berlin buat kalian yang sudah ditandatangani. Coba lang buka.
Set.
Nah,
Keren.
full tanda tangan bisa didapatkan untuk teman-teman semua di rumah Sobat Sporty. Caranya bagaimana?
Caranya pokoknya nanti cek aja di
Sosial medianya Sport 77.
ya.
Langsung ke IG Sport 77 official.
Buat kalian yang pecinta Berlin dari Union Berlin dari lahir ya.
Dari lahir.
Buktikan sekarang nih kalau
Nah.
kalian emang pecintanya.
Nah tinggal lu nemset-nemsetin lah belakangnya. Tapi ini udah ada tanda tangan jadi bisa dipajang di rumah. Langsung cek ke IG-nya Sport 77 official. Di situ ada persyaratannya.
Nah, berarti kalian harus nyalain notifnya karena ini cepet-cepetan.
Yes.
Ya kan?
Ya.
Jangan lupa juga di pekan ini ada Fantasi Premier League kembali. Super Fantasi yang belum daftar segera bikin ID Super Live.
Yes.
Ya, ID Super Live.
Di
Pokoknya
Super-
langsung klik link aja di bio-nya.
Ya, klik link di bionya Sport 77 dan ikutan karena setiap minggunya ada hadiah buat kalian 20 orang dan nanti di akhir ada hadiah gede banget. Juara satu 20 juta.
Oh, lumayan banget tuh.
Lumayan. Jadi untuk
Tapi sebelum itu ya kita
Yang
ini
mau
dulu.
jersey?
Ini dulu yang langsung.
sikat langsung ke IG juga. Yang mau ikut FPL langsung klik link di bio juga. Pokoknya kita bagi-bagi hadiah di akhir pekan ini. Oke.
Betul
Mantap,
sekali.
mantap.
Itulah, terima kasih ya sudah mau ngobrol sama teman gue di Jerman, teman-teman.
Mr. Christian Arbeit.
Tadi udah dikenalin sama agent tulang.
Apa?
Dia mau rekomendasiin beberapa
Itu
pemain
bagus juga loh. Ada
Ya,
beberapa
lumayan
pemain.
kan ada Tom Hay. Tadi gue mau bilang Tom Hay tapi takutnya dia udah ada klub ntar.
Iya,
Karena
iya.
pasti diperbincangkan cuy.
Pasti.
Iya,
Kalau
iya.
main di Union Berlin, wah cocok banget. Berlin tuh kotanya.
Tadi gue mau bilang kalau lu mau terkenal di Indonesia lu rekrut aja pemain Indonesia.
Kalau
Pasti
enggak,
langsung
kalau
terkenal.
enggak-
kalau
benar.
enggak ini aja jangan maksudnya kasih kesempatan trial.
Ya benar, kayak
Langsung
dulu
kayak
Andik
Oxford
pernah.
nanti.
Iya,
Oxford.
iya,
iya.
iya kan kesempatan trial tuh.
Tapi boleh juga sih tulang.
Tapi susah ngomong bahasa Inggris ya jadi ya udah lihat cek aja.
Oke, kalau begitu Sobat Sporty, terima kasih untuk OB episode ini.
Yes.
Selamat
Spesial banget lah ya ini.
OB spesial ketemu dengan perwakilan dari Union Berlin. Selamat menikmati akhir pekan, selamat menonton bola lagi di pekan ini. Sehat-sehat semua dan
Jaga-jaga kesehatan itu yang paling penting tuh.
itu yang paling
Ya,
penting.
ya, ya.
Kalau begitu Ripan Pradipta pamit.
Oh, saya kali Samar pamit.
Up pamit.
Sampai jumpa di OB edisi selanjutnya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dadah.